Basement League Plus. Cobb and Dash on the mic, bringing heat every line. CT still chasing his very first ring. 14 years deep, still hasn't won a thing. Alex in the playoffs, can't get past the gate. Matt's got the trophies, his legacy's great. Dave and Matt voting down all the new rules. Dash runs the league like a king with no tools. Cobb to back L's wearing that crown. New guys just learning, trying not to drown. Millie remote drafting from who knows where. CB, Yagluteya, Jello J, bring flair. Stu with 2 titles, still hungry for more. But watch out, the Tomato King's at the door. Dash calls the shots, runs it like a boss. Tomato pelting's coming, gonna sting and toss. Basement boys forever, this league's our pride. Cobb and Dash, take you on a fantasy ride. Hey, this the Cobb and Dash show, better check your stats. Previewing the matchups, breaking down the facts. From draft day drama to those title dreams. We the kings of the basement league, we keep it alive. Cobb and Dash, showing up. Cobb and Dash,
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cobb and Dash Show. I'm Marcus Dash, and right there is our guy, Ryan Cobb. Going to break down everything that's going into this Week 10 matchups. A lot of stuff happened this week. one that happened last night, the crack of dawn, and everyone's like, what the hell? And everyone's still trying to – Cobb and I are still, like, having kind of questions about it. I think everyone – I've had multiple owners text me in the group saying, what is going on? What is Roden doing? Some are saying 2 questionable moves in the last 2 weeks. I'm not saying it, but some people are out there. I'm trying to, temper everyone and say, hey, the guy knows what he's doing. The guy's a one-time champ in this league. He knows what he's doing. So we'll get into that as well as all the matchups. And then, of course, we're going to pick our projected Tomato King as of Week 10. But, Cobb, how are you doing, my man?
Doing well. It's been a busy day at work. So, I've been at my desk since about 8:30. I'm meetings now. Can take a little break, do the show. It's a nice little lunch break I get to take to do the show here. It's always fun. Got a lot of activity going on in the league, and I think it's been stated a few times recently is how active everyone's been. There's been trades, a lot of chat this year. Really engaged league, and we're at our peak right now. It feels like.
It is peak, yeah. That's why I kind of scoffed at Hodge. What is Hodge even talking about? He could have gotten trades done for Puka and Josh Allen because no one wants to trade in this league. What are you talking about, dude? Everyone wants to trade. Dude, you text anybody in this league, like friends of ours, and the first thing they think is you want to make a trade with them. It's like, no, I'm just texting you, see how you're doing. I'm not trying to trade with you. Yeah, and Hodge, the guy who's made $1 million deals a year, is saying no one wants to trade. But dumb argument there. I don't even know what.
Relative to, our peak year was over COVID. That's because no one had anything else to do but trade. But
right.
Even this offseason, I think we were still over 20 trades.
It's a lot.
The draft had a lot of trades that we've never seen. And then
most everyone.
I've already made 3 trades in this league this year. Roden has made 3 now. You've been part of one. Alex has been a part of it. I don't know. It's I get what he value wise. Yeah, the league can be hard with higher draft picks, but you just got to know who to go to for those things. And then I don't know. I think
and not with big names though, because Allen and Puka are 2 guys that people would want to trade for. So it's not like I'm trying to trade you Rico Dowdle or Chuba Hubbard, right? As 2 guys not sexy names. No one's going to give you anything for those 2 guys. But Josh Allen and Puka Nacua are kind of in a different weight class compared to guys like that. With that, we'll kind of dive into the trade real quick. So the trade was Yaglu sent Roden, Justin Jefferson, Josh Jacobs, Sam Laporta, and Matt Stafford to Roden for Josh Allen, Puka Nacua, Evan Ingram, and Deebo Samuel. Off the rip, when you saw that trade last night, what was the first thing that came to mind?
A huge trade, one of the biggest we've seen in season for sure. I think Yags is got what he needed at this time, and it's weird because I almost think he looks a little more competitive now, just because Josh Allen and Puka are those guys that can win you weeks, and when you're at the bottom of the barrel, you really just need 1 win, 2 wins, and he'll be out of the Tomato King. It'd be out of 12th place, so doesn't really hurt him. Roden gives them better depth, I guess. I think, like, I don't think it was a bad trade. I thought it was pretty even. I think I kind of like kept Roden like laterally as far as like where I think his team stands compared to everyone else. Like he got an upgraded tight end technically with Laporta, but obviously he can have tough weeks. Jacobs like got him under the calf, but like that's a good get for this year. Jefferson obviously is one of the like best keepers out there, and Stafford has looked great. But it's one of those things. If you look back, like, would you rather have like Josh Allen, Puka Nacua, and Igbuka, or would you rather have Stafford, Jefferson, Jacobs, and Devonta Smith? Like, and I guess Laporta. But like, a lot of people are probably taking side one, or the other side. But I don't know. I think it was a fair trade. I guess we'll see how it plays off. But yeah, I think Yags is happier with where he's at.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at Yags and see him, forget about his running back situation because he has Montgomery. Yeah. He doesn't have RB after that, which is not bad. Because I mean, from an owner who had Bucky as his only running back, I'm trotting out bums out there every week at running back. So like having David Montgomery as your RB1, not bad. I'll give him that. This trade, it seems like it helps out Yaglu. And here's a good thing, right? It's week 10. We have 4 weeks left, 5 weeks left.
If you count this week, yeah.
So now you guys know me. I've been a big Roden guy all season long. And I have to say, I think from this point, Yags will have a better final 5 weeks of the season than Roden will. And this trade's I mean, because like, look, Justin Jefferson's great, right? And I know it's more of a name at this point. It's more name than anything else because like he doesn't have a quarterback he's throwing to him. I mean, McCarthy looked good last week, but McCarthy's still pedestrian at best as a quarterback. Can't trust it. Stafford, having Stafford on his team would be nice to have Stafford and Puka, but he just went and got Stafford and trading Puka. I think he could have gotten Stafford if he just wanted to stack. And Justin Jefferson with Josh Allen and some other pieces. I don't think he really needed to add Puka in there. Maybe Yagler probably wouldn't.
Probably could have gotten Jacobs and Laporta for. You probably could have gotten Laporta, Jacobs, and Stafford for Josh Allen.
And Debo and the other stuff that he threw in there, yeah. Besides Puka.
Yeah,
probably. So it's like this trade. I want to say it's like, was he doing this to win a championship now? And I get Jacobs is a now piece, but you traded Puka, who you traded. This also plays a factor for me at least when I do trades. You traded a lot to get Josh Allen. You traded a lot to get Puka Nacua, and now you just traded them for just Justin Jefferson essentially. And it's like, wow, that's kind of a lot. Like you gave up to get those guys, and at the end you kind of just sold him for Justin Jefferson. It's like this is Jefferson. This is not even Justin Jefferson at his peak. This is Justin Jefferson is like probably the lowest you're going to get Justin Jefferson right now. I think Puka is a higher value than Justin Jefferson. Josh Allen is better than Jordan Love. So. Yags going into next year, I know this year's over for him, even if he wins the next 5 weeks, which it's on the table, I would say, because his team is pretty good looking at the starting lineup. Yags outlook going into next season, pretty good, man. I don't know whose third keeper is going to be, but he's got Josh Allen and Puka Nacua as a start. If you want to keep Michael Pittman at round 5, that's pretty great. That's a good team. So like, while we could pretty much etch it in stone, the Yags is not going to make the playoffs.
Have a top pick, right? So,
yeah. I mean, the Yags for me, like if we're already doing preseason rankings for 2026, Yags is a top 4 team for me, just based on what I think his three keepers will be. So, and I'll have to say Roden's gonna be a bottom 4 team next year for me based on preseason rankings, like going into next year. That's how I feel right now. Obviously, he can make trades, but look, he traded 5 and an 8 to get George Pickens on his team. So he doesn't have the draft capital anymore, nor does he have the players that he had going into the season. So it's a really interesting move for many reasons. I get Roden's trying to win right now, but this trade didn't really make much sense to me. And also, too, he could have just waited till the offseason and traded Puka independently, traded Josh Allen independently, and recouped the 5 and 8 that he lost, and then added some more picks. So very just overall, I think kind of some guys like to trade, and I give Roden credit. He likes to trade. I mean, you get kind of an adrenaline pump from it, right? And then, yeah, he comes to the hot school of trade. So like you get like a little boner for like trading, which I get. I love it, but I thought it really it might have set him back, honestly. So
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think I agree. Like, Yags is looking great going into next year, and he's been a guy that consistently has said that he's not afraid of the punishment. So like, he might be hoping he loses out. I don't think he will. I think he'll, like you said, like I think he'll have a good end of the season, and he'll be set up pretty strongly. And yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how. I'd have to look the rest of the schedule for Roden, but he has the depth that he lacked. That we had kept dogging him or the team on, yeah. Okay, let's see. Who does he play? He's
got ZB, Alex. Dude, he's got a gauntlet, man.
And then where's he here? Then he plays. ZT.
He has Yags as a season finale, which is hilarious.
That's key. And Lil J, so he plays
3 playoff teams.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He plays. ZB's on 8th. He's hoping to trend back up. Then he plays Alex, and then who's first, and then he plays ZT, who was first and second, something like that. He's 6th now, and then he has Lil J, and then Yags. So it's going to be a big one.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, like I said, I'm rooting for him. I want him to win. That's why, like, when I get mad at like Roden, I see you're in the chat. Fair analysis, boys. Got to take some risks to gain an edge. I'm rooting for Roden. That's why when I see trades like this, it's more like, damn, like you made a lot of moves to get to this point where you had Josh Allen and Puka Nacua. To see you just trade all that just for especially Justin Jefferson and Josh Jacobs for this year. And I get it. Everybody. Some people want to build for future. And some people want to win now. I guess for Roden, he got impatient for building. I think he wanted to win now. I think he sees an opportunity right now, which he does. I just like this team a few weeks ago, when he had Ibuka, when he had Josh Allen, when he had all these guys, and now he's kind of packing it all in for a win now move, which it'll be interesting to see if it pays off. But last 5 weeks is going to be interesting to see 3 playoff teams. It's tough, and also having to play Yags. Could you imagine if Roden's playing for a final playoff spot and he plays Yags at the end of the season and like Yags
what if it's for Yags to get into the playoffs?
Ooh, if Yags goes 5-0 down the stretch.
If you think he wins out, yeah.
Well, I didn't say he wins. I said it's on the table. I said.
I guess he's 3 games back. I thought he was only 2. That's a little tough.
Yeah. So Dave, we love you, buddy. And yeah, you got to take some risks sometimes. I think some people in the league need to hear that. You need to take risks sometimes.
True. There's a lot. I'd rather people be making moves than
not
just sitting on your team the whole season. So
yeah. Hey, Dave, you bailed me out of the whole Baker thing, so I appreciate you big time, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, so now we're gonna get to our Chugaruski, our guy Stu. Let me check my notes here. Do I not have? Okay, I think this is Stu's 2nd chug of the year. So he's right behind Roden in chugs for owners so far this year. So Roden's got 3. And let's also give Dave some credit, right? Dave goes 3 back-to-back weeks of chug, and then he's the high scorer. So it's 2 high scores this year. So Dave is leading the way, guys, with high scores and chugs. So I don't think anyone's going to beat him out as far as collective of chugs and high scores this year. So congrats to Dave on that. Dave's a real champ. So let's go to Stu's video here. Stu's paying homage to the past in his video today, guys. So really enjoy. Really, think about what you've seen in this league, what you've witnessed. And Stu's paying homage to that in his video this week. So let's pay attention to this.
What's going on, guys? I didn't think I would be back on here chugging again, but here goes nothing. And this is what I have today. This is all I have. So I got to deal with it. And this is my glass here. So here we go.
fucking.
You missed the best part. You missed the best part.
That wasn't good. That was not good.
That's great.
That's a good
That's
one.
that's one of the best like clips ever as far as BL Plus history is the Barry the chug that was it a chug or was it not a chug? We need like
Oh,
ZT
yeah.
in, we need ZT in there to give like a booth review to like to review see if it was like actual like vodka or water. All right, so now before we get into the week 10 preview, just basic takeaway. I know we talked about the charade that happened last week, but what was your big takeaway from week 9?
I mean, for weeks on this show, we've been talking about playoff pedigree. We've been talking about championship pedigree. And we saw some of the worst performances I've ever seen. A 1 and a 2 seed that were pretty dominant in this league. They were holding this league hostage. And it just goes to show you that you gotta act like you've been there before, you know. Millie agrees. She wants to get on the mic, but like it was sad seeing two owners that we have high hopes for. Well, sometimes Alex and ZT. You had Alex every 5 minutes reverse jinxing Jack, who's enjoying his time over in Hungary, not really not really participating in the chat. Alex was just seemed like he was full panic mode for the game. He's still in the 1 seed. He still put up a decent performance, but it was shocking to see. You don't really see that kind of you don't really see 1 seed stoop to the reverse jinxing, especially that hard. I don't remember last time we saw someone reverse jinx someone that badly, and it didn't pay off. So it's even more of like a head scratcher. And then, of course, you have ZT. I was saying the entire week that I wanted ZT to focus on our game. He was a lot more focused on what other teams had to say, specifically Dash and Alex. And the only time that he ever even commented on my team was he initiated the reverse jinx. And I was just like, okay, then that's how we're going to play this week. Only time you're going to talk is as a reverse jinx. You got what's coming to you. So, and I had a bad week. Granted, it was also because I benched Caleb last minute, and that was really stupid. But yeah, I think that's my biggest takeaway is just Alex and ZT kind of so close to the playoffs, really, really fumbling their position. Obviously, Alex is still 1 seed, but ZT fell all the way to 6. So we need to see them, pull it together and show, just stay focused. Jesus, you're right over there.
Yeah, sorry.
Hopefully for the shot.
Yeah, no, I echo everything you said about Alex and ZT. They, for weeks we've been hearing about all of them. ZT we've started to hear less from, which is great. But Alex, he's kind of taken it to a whole new level, and he kept reverse jinxing, like you said, he kept reverse jinxing Jack last week. So I was happy to see Jack beat him in the end. And honestly, like, they should be scared Alex should be scared of Lil J. I mean, that's a huge win that he had over him. And like we said it all year, Jack had one of the more like powerful teams, and like, he's I think leading the league in points. Yeah, he is leading the league in points.
Yeah.
And also too, it's not just leading the league in points. He also has among like a top 4 in points scored against him. So like that's that tells you a lot about a guy. But yeah, he's a game behind Alex. Alex loses one more game. Jack continues to win. Alex could lose out of that top 2 spot. And Alex would, based on Alex's history, the last thing he wants is to have a game in round 1 of the season or of the playoffs, because he wants that bye, because he wants to finally sniff the semis. There's a chance that in a world that he's not in that spot, you keep winning. I mean, it's crazy how you keep winning, but you do.
Good defense.
But it's a good defense, yeah. And then Jack keeps winning. The 2 guys we heard the most from this year, Alex and ZT, they're gonna one may not even make the playoffs, and then one maybe a one and doneer, which would be just hilarious. Everything just goes back. It's a full circle. Everything just goes right back to normal. I may not make the playoffs this year, but hey, at least ZT's not winning a championship and Alex is not winning a playoff game, and I'm very happy. That's all I need. I win a championship off those two things happening. So honestly, I could win 2 rings this year with those 2 things happening.
It's amazing.
It's nice. All right, we'll get to it. We'll try to be fast with the show today, guys. So we're going to get to our matchups here. So our first matchup today is Alex versus ZB. You'll do this one. I'll do the next one because the next one's your game.
Alex
first,
versus Stu.
Is it Stu or ZB?
I think it's Stu.
Week 10. Alex, yeah, Stu. My bad. Okay, sorry. Stu. Okay. All righty. So here it is. There you go.
Yeah. I think the schedule gods kind of had Alex in favor this week because we just talked about the performance week 9. All the reverse jinxing. Now he's kind of given a get right matchup with Stu. Stu's. I don't think we've heard the last of Stu in the trade deadline coming up on Saturday. So this team could look completely different and a little more dismantled. I'm really interested to see where we get there. But yeah, Alex should get right in this game. Kind of hold on to that 1 seed for another week. But like going matchup by matchup, I'm going to guess that I have Stu in maybe 1. So let's see. So Baker versus Bo Nix. That's actually kind of interesting. I like Baker, but New England's defense is pretty solid. Secondary is pretty good. It's going to be, obviously they have Buka back, so that helps a lot. I think just pure safety reasons, I'll go Baker, but I did take a look at Bo Nix, and he was not doing nearly as bad as I had thought. I hadn't really been paying attention to Stu's games. But yeah, he had a 22, a 31, a 43, and then he's had, like a couple, 15, 19 weeks, but, he's put up more points recently than Baker has. And I think that's super surprising. So, this is going to be a huge game tonight for Stu with Nix on Thursday. I feel like the Broncos are going to kind of like just manage that game. So maybe like the ceiling is a little capped there. So I'm going to lean Baker in this matchup just because really just takes 1 or 2 bombs to Buka or Tez or something. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bo Nix does more. Nico against Keenan. Give me Nico. He came back last week, put up a solid outing. There's just too many mouths to feed in LA for the Chargers. You have Gadsden now. QJ is getting a touchdown again. McConkey, and then Keenan. Keenan got off to a hot start this year, but then like has had another. He randomly kind of sprinkles in good games against Pittsburgh. Could happen. Pittsburgh just shut down like the most consistent offense and I guess the best offense in the NFL with the Colts this past week. So maybe this is the week for Keenan, but I'm going to go Nico in this matchup with Houston at home. Jonathan Taylor versus Kamani Vidal. Give me Jonathan Taylor. Until last week, Jonathan Taylor had been on an absolute tear. The Pittsburgh game was really weird for the Colts. They looked great the first drive, and then they just got dismantled. I think Daniel Jones had 5 turnovers. That was brutal. So I think this is a get right matchup for JT. We just saw, Travion Henderson looked really good against them, against Atlanta's run D. So I like JT in this matchup. Kittle against Andrews. Kittle had 2 catches and 2 touchdowns last week, which was wild. Kittle has been a little bit of a disappointment. We've dogged Stu initially for it was an unfortunate injury luck that he had. And Kittle's been out, and then he came back, had a 0. Then he had a decent week 8, and then week 9 he was back down to 6. So I think he really needs Purdy to come back. I don't know if Purdy's supposed to play. I heard he might play. He's getting more first team reps in practice, I heard, but I'm not sure if he's supposed to play or not. But I'll lean Kittle just for the known. I mean, Mark Andrews, he had 2 touchdowns, but it was only 2 catches, so I don't really think that's going to happen again. And likely it would seem like he was more of the possession guy. So there's one for Stu. Troy Franklin against Saquon. Give me Saquon, but I love the stack for Stu. If we see like a stack touchdown, it'd be huge.
Yeah, that'd be huge for him.
Ooh, that's when if we see a Bo Nix to Troy Franklin touchdown, and let's call it like the first, actually probably at all this game, but if we see in like the first half, Alex is going to start sweating. We're going to start seeing some reverse jinxes immediately. So really interested to see if that happens. Give me Saquon though.
And them not trading for receiver yesterday really helped Troy Franklin as far as like the longevity for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they were rumored for a while to. I heard they like reached out about Waddle and stuff. That would have been.
Thank God he didn't go there, dude. I'd be so mad.
Yeah, that would have been brutal. But give me Saquon. It's been a down year, but going into the bye, he looked great. So maybe he can keep up the momentum there. MHJ against Breece Hall. I mean, the good thing for MHJ is that you have Brissett being the QB, which is hilarious. Like we've gone so far from Kyler being like that elite fantasy asset that I got to experience to hoping he wasn't the QB this week, and hopefully Marvin Harrison can show why he was such a touted prospect and highly drafted this draft for us and last draft. Going against Breece goes against Cleveland. Man, that's gonna be an ugly game. I think I'm gonna take MHJ in that one. Like Breece is gonna be super involved, but I don't know. That Cleveland game just looks nasty. I don't really want to touch it. Jets Cleveland. Garrett Wilson coming back. Jordan Addison. Oh God. I mean, Addison with McCarthy, like in preseason, they looked pretty key. So
how did you do last week with him?
He only got 2 receptions.
Eek. Yikes.
Yeah. So like Garrett Wilson just coming back from injury or Jordan Addison might be a wash, honestly. Like I love Garrett Wilson, the talent's awesome, but it's just that Jets offense. They dismantled their team. Baltimore's defense is. I know they had been bad to start the year, but they just got some people back. I think they made a trade for someone, maybe. Yeah. So that defense, like I think this is a sneaky good defense that is going to probably start giving teams some trouble. But I'll probably give that one a wash, honestly. I don't really like either. I mean, I think just with Jonathan Taylor and the Saquon against Stu, I think it's going to be tough. This would not be a surprising upset.
No,
just matchup wise, I was looking at this and I'm kind of surprised that I'm not like all in on Alex just decimating Stu. I feel bad for Stu losing Terry because he looked good. Last thing he needed. Maybe Jacoby Myers becomes a key asset for him in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the safe route. I'll go Alex here. Keeps that 1C, but I'll give it like a 125 to 118.
Yeah, this is a really close game. Yeah, it's one of those things where you got names versus matchups, and like his matchups they're not really good matchups for the only big names that he has. Yeah, so here's what I'll say. I think Alex wins. But if Bo Nix has a stacked touchdown with Troy Franklin today, and Troy Franklin has like a 15 or 16, then it's on the board that, okay, I'll make it simple. Bo Nix throws a touchdown to Troy Franklin tonight. Stu's winning this matchup. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that one.
Yeah, it's a good prop bet. Will it happen? Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, I like Alex, but I think it's going to be close, though. Even if Alex wins, it's like 125 to like 120, kind of like what you said. But Bo Nix and Franklin stacked touchdown tonight. Stu wins tonight. That's where I'm at with it. All right, we got Cobb versus Hotch in our next matchup here. Big matchup here. A lot of people are, saying that this is Cobb's comeback game. Maybe. Or no, Hotch's comeback game. Sorry. It's because you're dominating right now. So yeah, let's go. So you made a trade this week. We didn't really talk about that. You got Herbert on your team now, which is an interesting trade just because like he doesn't have his tackles are all hurt. So that'll be interesting to see how that works. But So you got Drake May, your guy versus you're playing against yourself this week. It kind of sucks. I mean, look, I think I'll probably go Drake May here just because he's been awesome so far. And Herbert doesn't have starting tackles, so I'll probably go Drake May in that one. Emeka Ibuka versus Zay Flowers. Give me I'll probably go Emeka Ibuka just because he's the number one there. He's been awesome this year, and Hosh got him for a bag of chips. So kudos to Roden. Roden throwing the league to give Hotch a guy. And it's apparently reported that Roden said he did that deal to just make him happy. That's what we heard in the chat yesterday. That wasn't debunked either by Roden, which is funny. Then we got Judkins versus Derrick Henry. King Henry against Minnesota or Kinshawn Judkins versus the Jets. I'm going to go Judkins. Jets have a bad run D. Although it's tough to say because I have like the last 6 game, like kind of like eyes on Henry, but with Lamar back, I think it changes things. God, you know what? We'll go wash here just because Jeff Stevens is so bad, but Lamar's back. It opens up things for Henry. So I'll go wash on that one. Brock Bowers and Tyler Warren. Brock Bowers looks like he's finally healthy for the first time this year. Unreal. I think it was the highest tight end fantasy game ever last week. I think I read that.
39.
It was
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it was the most points scored by a tight end in a single game, which is pretty crazy. They got rid of Jacoby Myers, so it's only going to add more targets to him. So Brock Bowers, and that's a huge thing too. If Brock Bowers doesn't have a big game tonight, then it's like, okay, well, all right, well, this game's pretty much over for Hodge. But give me Brock Bowers over Tyler Warren. QJ versus Bijan. I'll go Bijan. QJ just like hit or miss now. And it's like not even like that big because he had a 0 2 weeks ago. Then last week he had like 2 catches for a touchdown. It's like, okay, it's either touchdown or nothing, I guess, for him now. Like the Ramondre Stevenson of receivers. Give me Bijan easily over that. Kyron Rashad White. Rashad White might be the starting back this week if Bucky doesn't play, which is looking like that. But even with that, I'll still go Kyron over Rashad White. Demario Douglas, wow. Jesus. I wasn't expecting that.
It drops off hard.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I knew he had bad depth. I'll go Ladd McConkey. And also, too, it sucks. Like, Cooper Kupp wasn't having a good year anyway, but now they got Rashid Shaheed, and it's only going to make Cooper Kupp even drop further down on the depth chart in Seattle for Hodge's depth. But, yeah, give me Ladd McConkey for Demario Douglas. Yeah, it started off pretty good for Hodge, but then it just crashed big time. Yeah, I think Cobb, I think you win like 138 to 121.
Yeah, no, I definitely think Hodge's projections are like weirdly low. Obviously, they haven't taken into account Rashad White's probably going to be the starter this week. But no, man, I was looking at his roster, and this is with CD and Jamar on bye. Like this is the last time I want to play Hodge. It's annoying because we talked about how many injuries he's had. His team was like really relying on a bunch of rookies, and they just panned out with Judkins. Like obviously was better, or like was able to play and be usable, but then he hit on May, and I'm hitting myself for not drafting Drake May. I took Caleb 2 picks before just because I didn't want to dip into the Pats offense that I didn't know where they were going to go. I thought May was going to be good, but I didn't think he'd be fantasy good. So that sucks. But yeah, I mean, Hodge has a great team. I think the bye weeks really helped my case this week. I'm really hoping, just with Henry, Bijan, and Kyron, and then maybe a stack touchdown that'll get me there. Yeah, Herbert, it just feels safer trotting him out than having to like hit my head over like trying to figure out if I need to start Daniel Jones or Caleb Williams every week because I left I think I went back and I've checked. I've left like over 80 points on the bench between those decisions, and it's always been wrong. So line issue hurts, but I think I trust Herbert, and he's like able to run a little more than Caleb, which is crazy. So I think he's just safer. So yeah, I'll have myself here. I'm hoping keep putting together wins because my points for need to go up, or otherwise I'm going to shoot down those standings if I get a loss and get in that mix. But yeah, I'll go me here. Let's stay like 129, 121. I think it'll be close.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be close, but Yeah. Wrote in the line
I think
about
it's
me doing the Ibuka deal to please Hodge is pure fantasy fake news. I'm just saying that was what was reported in the group chat yesterday. I didn't make that up. That was reported. It wasn't debunked though, so maybe now we got you on the record saying
debunked.
that's not true. Debunked. There you go. D Roden debunked. All right. Jesus, the house phone's going nuts today. All right, we're gonna go to the next
Trade offers,
matchup.
man.
What's that?
Trade offers. People call them the.
You were trying to tell me who actually said what yesterday in that conversation between Roden and Tasia. Jack versus ET is our next matchup. Cobb, give it to us, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, typically you'd probably say the 2 seed versus the 4 seed is game of the week. But obviously with Hodge having CD and Jabbar on bye, I think this is the game of the week. These are two teams that Jack in third, ZT on 6. He's in the last playoff spot. You called it 2 weeks ago. Whoever lost the Alex ZT matchup would be fighting for a playoff spot, and that is exactly what's happening right now. And ZT has had a tough stretch. You know, I tried to get him on the right page, tell him to focus because he was as unfocused as I've ever seen an owner be going into a matchup. He needs to be focused on Lil J going into this, and Lil J, yeah, sneakily just been in the mix the whole season. Been quiet, just kind of like a quiet assassin. You know, he's most points. You said like, oh, he's top 4 in points against. So like he very much could be in play for a bye as we approach the playoffs. But matchup by matchup, we got Lamar versus Jalen Hurts. Great QB matchup. Lamar back looked great. Jalen going into the bye also looked great. I think this is going to be massive. Like if one of these guys has like I think I could see Jalen having like an 18 kind of game, and Lamar just kind of continuing to be. I have a little more faith in Lamar just with the rushing upside, and just how he looked last week. I know it was against Miami, but I have a feeling that I'll take lean Lamar here, but it's a great QB matchup. Nonetheless, BTJ against Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, Jack's team would look so different if he didn't keep Brian Thomas Jr. or if he had some other option. And now they brought in Jacoby Myers. He didn't. Oh yeah, Brian Thomas didn't practice today, so that's a big question mark. I'm taking Amon-Ra regardless of who is in that spot, but that's a big question mark for Lil J, and hopefully not something that holds him back and holds his team back as we're hitting this final stretch of the season. CMC against Gibbs. So I mean, damn, between Jalen Hurts versus Lamar and then Gibbs versus McCaffrey, that's a pretty exciting matchup. Gibbs had a stinker of a week, thankfully for me, last week. I think he gets right against Washington, but I'm not going to choose many people over McCaffrey. Rams defense is great, but McCaffrey is just insanely involved in that offense. But yeah, last week he had 5 receptions for 67 yards and a touchdown. That's absurd. So I just think he'll still. And the last time he played the Rams, he had 8 receptions for 82 yards and a touchdown. So I like the involvement there. Gadsden versus Pitts. Kyle Pitts had a quiet week against New England. I know that, and Gadsden's looked pretty key, pretty consistent. I'm going to lean Gadsden there. He's clearly a vital part of that offense. I think he's probably. I mean, him and Ladd are the most consistent pieces of the offense. Obviously, with QJ, you need a touchdown. Keenan will have random blow up weeks, but consistency wise, I'm going to go Gadsden over Pitts. But I do like Pitts in this matchup. A-Chain versus Adunze. I'm going to go A-Chain. He's looked awesome. Just been like such for everything that Brian Thomas Jr. hasn't been for Jack. A-Chain has filled that gap. So I'm going to go A-Chain. Rome Odunze in a game where the Bears scored 47 points. He didn't get a single catch, and that is wild. Again, I'm thankful of that, but that just is unbelievable. This is a guy that I offered a second for after week 2 or week 1. Glad ZT didn't take that because I'd be in a pretty tough spot there, but I think he'll get right at some point. You know, that offense looks good, but it's also an offense that I fear really just wants to run it when they can. And clearly they don't need him as badly. Loveland looked great. But yeah, I mean, I think it's an easy A-Chain pick. And then Tet versus Etienne. I mean, I'm gonna go ETN here. He's been pretty good. He had a quiet stretch for 3 games, but a guy that's been pretty consistent for Jack. Where Ted's been not the guy that you hoped for if you're ZT. The targets are there, but that just Carolina passing game just isn't, and they're obviously going to run it a lot. Then now we have the new wide receiver 1, Trey Tucker in Vegas, which I put quotes there because Bowers is the guy, and I mean even Michael Mayer is viable receiving option versus Jalen Warren. I'm going to go Jalen Warren just for the no touches. Just Vegas going against Denver's tough defense. Tucker has been very mid. Yeah, and again, just Myers left, but you're not losing that much. It's going to be the Bowers show. So, with all things said and done, I think, man, it's a close game. Yeah, the projections are 0.34 off. That's crazy. Man, I think ZT gets back on track here, and I think he locks it in. I think he gets it. I think he pulls this one out closely. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to go 135 to 133. I think it's going to be close.
Wow, interesting. I'm kind of in the same ballpark with you. I'm on the other side of it, though. I think ZT has a huge lead. And I love Trey Tucker, by the way. I think it's a great, the fact that he has him on this roster, it's great. I mean, he is, by all accounts, the not number 1 receiver on that team. And he has been really, if you look at the last 5 weeks, look at his stats compared to Jacoby Myers, he's been the guy. I think it goes down to Monday night, and I think Jack needs a 16 from Jalen Hurts, and I think he gets it. He ekes out a close one. I think it's a 135 to 130 Jack Monday night. Jalen Hurts will come back.
Yeah, and one thing that who does Jack put in if BTJ can't dress up? Because Corey Krosky Merritt. Do you take a shot in the dark with Booty? That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's actually, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you probably go Krosky Merritt. I mean, how bad is he injured badly? Limited. Oh, tooth. Yeah, he'll play. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's gonna play.
He hasn't been good though.
A 5. Yeah, I mean, he's getting the touches though. Yeah, I mean, the volume's there, so that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's been good anyway. I mean, he had a decent week. I mean, no, he didn't have a decent week last week. I saw him catch a deep pass. I thought he had a decent week. I mean, he's had 1 double-digit game this year. BTJ's been horrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he has to go across game, it's not like it's that big of a drop-off. I mean, from what BTJ's been giving him.
So sad.
It's really sad. Interesting to see what he does as third keeper next year. We know he's going to see – no, he's not going to keep CMC, but at the end, I think he got him round 3. Not bad.
Oh. Yeah.
Round 3, A-Chain late.
A-Chain for sure.
Does he keep Hurts?
He might trade. Hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hear that Hotch is putting pretty much everybody on the trade block this offseason. So even Lamb.
Oh, ETN was an 8th.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Everyone was off of him. Damn.
Yeah, because everyone thought Bigsby at the time. Everyone thought Bigsby was going to be the other guy, which is so crazy. They just traded him. All right, so in the next matchup, we got Roden versus ZB. Roden ZB. There you go. The guy who's probably the more talked about owner this week, who's made a lot of splashy moves. Big Dave, who I think is in the chat right now. Yeah, we got a very interesting matchup here. A guy who's pretty much started the season so hot, but has slowly fallen off is our guy ZB, our West Coast fella. I think it's sad, but yeah, I think he found some good spots in the year. Found Jackson Dart, it's kind of key. But he's not a big fan of keeping quarterbacks, so I think that's meaningless finding Jackson Dart. But okay, Stafford versus San Francisco, Jackson Dart, Chicago. Honestly, really interesting. Jackson Dart is if you thought Tim Tebow was a key quarterback back in the day, Jackson Dart's kind of Tim Tebow-ish, he runs the ball a lot. He's looking for contact. He's got a little bit more. He's got better quarterback mechanics than Tebow does, but very similar, right? If Tebow came out now, he'd be very much like a Jackson Dart type. I like Stafford in this one against San Francisco. I do think it's going to be close. I think both quarterbacks are going to exceed 25 points in this game. So, but I just think Stafford's got a higher chance of getting like a 30 something. So give me Staff. JSN, Justin Jefferson. JSN, he's like matchup proof. I mean, like he's what Puka was like as far as getting catches, but like with like the yak and like the yardage output that you're getting from Justin Jefferson. It's kind of insane. JSN's been awesome. So I'll take JSN over Justin Jefferson just because the McCarthy thing kind of scares me. Then you got James Cook versus the Jacobs. I think James Cook actually has a serious injury right now. There's an ankle injury. He got hurt during the game against us. Oh, you returned to practice today. Never mind. Not serious. Not as serious, I guess. I'll go Jacobs. I'll go Jacobs on Monday night over James Cook. Yeah. Colson Lovin versus Laporta. Colson Lovin came to life last week. Maybe he starts to get more involved, but the maybe there, I have to go Sam Laporta against Colson Loveland. Just for the known factor, because Colson Loveland just came out of nowhere last week. Devontae Adams, Rico Dowdle. I can't go against Rico Dowdle, man. This guy's the phenom. The guy's getting 200 yards a game, man. Like he's the best running back we've seen in this era. So I'm gonna go Rico Dowdle over Devontae Adams. Travion Henderson, Devontae Smith. With no Ramadre this week. Travion again is the bell cow, but there's also Terrell Jennings over there, so he's got to be worried about him. But even with that, yeah, I'll go Travion Henderson. Tampa Bay's run defense is not good this year. And then Kamara, Jameson Williams. Give me Kamara over Jameson Williams. Interesting, man. I don't know where. This is pretty close. Closer than I anticipated. Man. I'll go road in a really close one. And again, a Monday nighter where Devontae Smith and Josh Jacobs come together and give him what he needs to put him over ZB. So ZB's got a lead going into Monday night. Roden hits him over the top with a shabam between Jacobs and Devontae Smith. So give me 135 to 120, Roden.
Yeah, I like the projections there. Yeah, it's interesting just having Devontae Adams and maybe cancel out Stafford. You know how much Adams is getting targeted in the red zone. Henderson, Henderson looked good. I don't think Mondre is going to play this week. And then Devonta Smith, I mean, AJ Brown, I think we're going to hear about that. Like, I think Eagles practice around like 3 or something like that. So we'll know if he's going to step into the 1A shoes. But yeah, I have Roden here too. I like the Monday night comeback or matchup there for him. So I'll give him. Yeah, I kind of like the projections there. I'll go a little lower. I'll go 132 to 122. I think it'll be a good game. CB finally got his first win. Hopefully he can get a winning. I know he's hoping for a winning streak after dropping, 5 games in a row. But I don't know. It's tough matchup here with Roden. So.
Yeah, I mean, Roden's putting all his eggs in this basket this year, so like, I mean, he needs to start his new era of his team like off of the bam. And hey, going with the Monday night comeback with 2 of his new guys, I like that.
Pretty key.
It is pretty key. All right, I'll do Adam versus Yag, so you can finish off with me and Tasia with the last one. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, so the next one's Adam versus Yags. Yags coming off a huge trade last night. Many people think that it's going to be the start of something new. Some already given a preseason top 5 next year. So, like, hey, I mean, only way to let people know that you mean business going to next year is to get the first dub with this new team you got. So you got JJ McCarthy against Baltimore, and Adam spent like $30 on JJ McCarthy, which I thought was crazy, but he spent $30 on JJ McCarthy. And then Josh Allen versus Miami. Josh Allen versus Miami. It's at Miami, warm weather. I think he has a big game. He's been kind of pedestrian the last few weeks for his standards. But I think it's much better than JJ McCarthy against Baltimore. I know Baltimore is bad defense, but like you said, a lot of guys are coming back. They got new pieces there. It's not the Baltimore from the last 5 weeks or from the beginning of the season. So I'll go Josh Allen against the Miami team, which is hurting right now. And Drake London versus Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel, I mean, he's one of the main guys they have there. But, man, what I saw from Drake London, I single-handedly lost last week because of Drake London against Adam. If Drake London had a normal 12, I would have probably won that game, I think. But no, I can't go against Drake London right now. I will say, though, Indianapolis did bring in some reinforcements in the secondary, but I had to say he's the only guy they have over there. So Drake London against Debo. I can't trust Marcus Mariota. Although I don't think Debo's going to have a bad game, but I just think Drake London just has a much better game.
How is Debo projected for 15?
Yeah, his this year, like his projections are boosted. I don't know why, because he gets handoffs, but he's always gotten handoffs. And I was getting like 9s with fucking Debo when he was on my team for 4 years. Not that I care about projections, but
You still remember him though.
yeah, because I would be like, why do you a 9? The guy's gonna get handles and catches. So I'll go Drake London there. Ashton Jetty, David Montgomery. Man, Denver's got a good defense, man. And I'll go Montgomery. Commanders got a bad defense. Jetty might get a lot of checkdowns. I think both these running backs are going to get like 10s or below. I don't think either of them have big games this week. I'll go D-Mont. Luke Musgrave versus Juwan Johnson. Wow. Musgrave? Really? I mean, Musgrave wasn't even getting that many targets last week when what's his name got hurt. And that's interesting. I mean, I have a million tight ends you could have come to me for, but that's okay. I'll go Juwan Johnson, but like it's, I don't think it's going to be the difference in this matchup. Juwan Jennings versus DK Metcalf. I'll go Juwan Jennings slightly. I don't trust DK Metcalf. It's weird how bad he looks with them. I mean, it kind of highlights the fact that DK's always been a bomb or bust guy. I mean, I think a lot of people thought he was going to change and become more of a Devontae Adams with Rodgers, but like he's just the same guy he's always been. And then Tyron Tracy versus Michael Pittman. Tracy's interesting because Singletary actually got a lot of love last week, and I think a lot of people forgot about Devin Singletary. He actually got a lot of touches, and they the snap count between the two was pretty split between the two of them. But I'll still go Michael Pittman. And then A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua. Give me Puka. Puka's just solid, man. Puka had like a 7. I mean, if you watch his games, I've never had Puka in a league before, but he had a 7 after the first quarter last week. I mean, how cheap after the first drive? It's so cheap. So again, I don't know why you trade him. So yeah, I think Yag starts his new era 1-0. And I'll go 135 to 115.
Damn, I think this is gonna be a low scoring game. I think I'm also going to go Yags, especially because, A.J. Brown doesn't play. Adam's going to have to decide if he wants to play R.J. Harvey tonight. Otherwise, he has to put in like a Darius Slayton, which tough spot to be in. I think McCarthy might get I think McCarthy's going to hold Adam back a lot here against Baltimore. But yeah, I go Yags. I think he's going to right the ship. He's going to show his new guys how to. He brought in a winning culture. Start off by beating Adam here and getting out of the Tomato King. So I'll go Adam. Or sorry, I'll go Yags. I'll go like 118 to 109.
118 to 109.
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, Debo. I mean, all these guys could. Other than Pittman and Puka and Allen. I think all those guys could score under like a 6. And then on Adam's side, like other than London, I think all those guys could do the same. So like, I don't know. I think it could be an ugly game here.
Yeah, I mean, Allen and Puka, Pittman are the only 3 I can see him doing anything in this game above all the matchups. So yeah. Yeah, 118, 109. I could see that too. I think I'm going for more the boom with the Josh Allen and Puka.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Eggs has 3 of the top 4 players in this matchup. So,
hey man, Eggs is doing something right. All right, we're going to our last matchup here, the Dash brother matchup, the rivalry week for the Dashes, the Dash household. Myself versus Tasia. Look at projections. I have a 93, but that's because they haven't updated some projections yet. So yeah, Cobb, let us know what you think about this one. This is one of the ugliest. It's one of the ugliest lineups I've ever had, by the way.
Terrell Jennings 1.4 is killing me. Yeah, I mean, unfortunate. You had to play a week without Mahomes. That's this week. Unfortunately, we're getting word that Bucky is probably not playing this week either. Really unfortunate. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be 6 weeks without him. But well, you gotta keep pressing forward. You still got 4 wins somehow. Tasia is probably scratching his head how he's in 11th again. He finished 11th last year. Probably would have gotten Tomato King if I didn't ship all my guys away. So it's another interesting spot for him. Goff against Rodgers. It's funny you have the guy that ZT spent $20 on and then dropped immediately. Going against Goff. I'm gonna go Goff just for the safer floor, going against an easier defense. I think it'll be close, but I'm gonna leave Goff against Washington. But it is one of those games that they get a lead, then they just run it the whole time, and you can't really do much. But Rodgers has been a lot more serviceable than I thought, so I think these guys are close. I just lean Goff. Sutton versus Waddle. I'm going to go Waddle here, just for consistency's sake. Sutton was doing great to begin the year, and then has kind of cooled off. Yeah, only got 1 reception last week. Granted, that reception was a touchdown. There's just a lot of mouths to feed kind of in Denver, and then on top of Bo Nix can be a little questionable. Their defense just kind of suffocates teams, and they don't really need to do a ton. So give me Waddle there. DeAndre Swift against Terrell Jennings. I mean, okay, Swift expects to play this week. Give me Swift. I'm sure your 1.48 projections will go up when and if Ramondre gets declared out. I just got to hope for that touchdown again. Just kind of vulture that touchdown away from Henderson. McBride versus Goddard. Goddard, he got back in the end zone last week, right? He had 2. Oh, wait, no, he was in a bye. But before the bye, he got 2. I like that start, but McBride with Brissett has been money. So give me McBride there. He's just set and forget, best tight end in the league. Olave versus Watson. Give me Olave. I'm interested to see how Green Bay, they did not look good against Carolina. Love did not look good. That it's just so weird having an offense with there's a lot of their receivers like Doubs, Watson, Love, or Golden, and whenever Reed returns, these are good. I would say good receivers, but none of them are guys that you want to start. They're all middle of the pack, getting 4 catches a game max, and it's kind of weird. Watson though, is probably the guy that if you're gonna take a shot, you take it with Watson because of the long bomb. Dobbs is a safer floor, but you're taking a lot of touchdown shots in this game, which is good. Olave though, without Shaheed, should look pretty good again. Granted, Carolina's defense is pretty good, but again, just consistency wise, going Olave. Kenneth Walker against Wandelay. This is crazy, but I'm kind of leaning Wandelay in this one.
Wow.
Because Kenneth Walker has been bad. I mean, not playing wise, but fantasy wise, he has not been good. They don't use him at all. They love Charbonnet. They love that split of backfield. Now they just traded for Shaheed, so giving more confidence to Darnold to air it out. Horton's looking good too. So unfortunately, Kenneth Walker talent, awesome. Production wise, just not there. So give me the known targets and especially in PPR format with Mr. Wandelay Robinson against Chicago, who Bengals are having a field day. So I think that'll be a fun offensive game to watch, I think. And then Tez Johnson against Dobbs. I think I'm probably going to lean Dobbs in that one, even though Tez looked good. I think both of these guys are pretty close. Just with Igbukah coming back, that limits the upside, and then Dobbs he's a security blanket. So I feel like he's going to be right around the 8 to 12 mark for this week. That's it. Yeah, these projections are kind of dominating you. This does not seem like a 120 to 93 matchup.
I mean, you pretty much picked against me in every category. I mean,
except for I give you Wandelay. But they weren't 100% other than McBride and Swift over Jennings. None of all these are 100% gimmies.
Yeah.
But I do lean Tasia in this one. I think the game's gonna be a little closer. Not super high scoring though. I'll go a 118 to 112.
I thought I was gonna be saved when Bucky was off the bye. I was okay, they didn't put him on IR. He's gonna come back from the bye. He's gonna be great. He's not playing this week, and it's wow. The more I think about it, I don't know how I've gotten 4 wins this year. Mahomes is the leading scorer this year. That's why, I guess. But dude, I mean, Worthy has not been it. Bucky gave me 3 games, and that was it. I didn't have any draft picks, and like, yeah, I mean, luckily I found like great tight ends this year, but man, this is a really bad team. I don't know. I mean, if Bucky comes back next week, that gives me some edge. But man, I really needed last week's win because I knew this week, all season, I knew week 10 was gonna be awful because I had a lot of bye weeks, and it wasn't just because of Mahomes. After I did my draft, I'm like, oh shit, I have a million bye weeks in week 10. Like, okay, well, at least I'll lose week 10. But I didn't realize I was going to be that bad all season. But yeah, I think Tasia wins. I don't think it's particularly close. Just your thoughts, since you are a Patriots fan. Would you start Terrell Jennings if Ramondre's out? Would you start Terrell Jennings over Kenneth Gainwell? The only thing that scares me about Terrell Jennings, I looked at the snap count last week, and he played 17 snaps.
Yeah, I was going to say Henderson had like 70-75% of the snaps.
Yeah, I mean, he played 17 snaps last week. Terrell Jennings did, so it's like,
yeah, I mean, with Jennings, you're hoping on a touchdown. Like that's what it is. If you think Gainwell will actually be utilized outside, like I think that's a way safer floor than Jennings is.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man.
It's tough. Do you almost hope Ramondre gets declared? Would you start Ramondre if he plays?
Probably. I mean, yeah, but like it's not a sexy start. I mean, at least I know with Gainwell, I'm gonna get at the very least a 7 or a 6 because like that's what he gets every week. If you look at his game logs, which is solid. I mean, Jennings could give me nothing, dude. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Awful. But yeah, you and I are both with Tasia on this one. All right, so now we're going to get to our final topic here is our Red Tomato Club, and that is our Tomato King in this week. It was backed by popular demand. A lot of people love the name flip up. So we're going to do the name flip up again, but of course we got to roll with our intro. So yeah, so Cobb, get your name ready and
ready.
Let's do it. All right. Here is our Tomato Club intro.
I'm gonna keep on winning, so I won't be in the Tomato Club. Don't wanna wear that crown and get pelted with that farmer's love. Back to back like Cobb. Oh no, back to back like Cobb. Oh no, now that just ain't my fate. I'm gonna keep on winning, so I won't be in the Tomato Club. I'll dodge those red tomatoes if I just keep my place. When the final week comes and the shame bells ring, back to back like Cobb. Oh no, back to back like Cobb. Oh no, now that just ain't my fate. I'm gonna keep on winning, so I won't be in the Tomato Club. Tomato Club.
Cobb, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. My bad.
No, you're good. All right, so without further ado, it's Tomato King time, Red Tomato Club. But last week we had Stu. It's been Stu for the last few weeks. I think I haven't tracked it, but I think it's the last like 4 or 5 weeks has been Stu. So I don't know who it's going to be this week. Could be him again, but we shall see. All right, on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
No, just kidding.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I went me. I went me. It was as I put Terrell Jennings in my lineup. I was like, "That it's got to be me."
You can't put Terrell Jennings and not talk about you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just go myself. Without Patrick Mahomes, my team is horrible. And last week we saw when Patrick Mahomes gets below a 12, I lose. and I should have probably won last week because Dak and those guys didn't really do much on Monday night. So had Mahomes done a normal week that he had been getting for me, I would have won last week, and I'd be okay with this Terrell Jennings business that I have right now. But my team right now is an all-time low feeling going into this week. Yeah, I have myself right there, and there's very potential that if Bucky Irving doesn't come back, I could go 0-5 on the way out and be the Tomato King. But hopefully it's not the case, but that's how I feel right now. So, Cobb, why do you have Stu?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just mainly about who people are playing this week. I had Stu losing, had Tasia and Yags. Actually, I had Yags winning, right? I think I had Yags winning. So I had them winning. Stu's a game back on you. I don't really see it getting much better for Stu, unfortunately. He got Garrett Wilson now, which is great. But I also feel like Stu's going to potentially try and make some more moves if he can for just having keeper options. So I could see his team getting a little worse. But yeah, figured I'd give Stu another week with the crown, especially because he had low score last week too. So.
And also to the Terrell Jennings start, who has the percentages of owned and started? He has 0% starting.
That's a deep pool if he pays off.
I mean, Fantasy Pros has
little Jonas Gray action.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, like Jonas Gray didn't have a top running back with him.
Nah, too bad.
Yeah, Fantasy Pros has him ahead of Kenneth Gainwell this week. That's terrible, man. I gotta find somebody else.
Hey, all the experts had Daniel Jones over Caleb, even though I had Caleb the whole week, and I changed because of the experts, and I almost regretted it. I mean, I do regret it, but I could have had because I need more points for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm really disgusted with myself right now.
Wish I could help you, buddy. Wish I had a key guy.
Because they're guys that have like a head of like Jennings, and I'm like, really though? Like Isaiah Davis against Cleveland, I don't see that. Blake Corum, like the backup running back, he's not available anyway. But like, I don't see that either.
Trades due for Jordan Mason.
Stu has him, or you have him?
Stu has him. I'd trade you him if I had him still.
Yeah, I gotta look around the league for something.
Yeah.
I asked people what they wanted to tight end. Actually, I could go to Adam, see if he. Yeah, I mean, he's starting some bum at tight end right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam's usually a guy that, like, if his guys are on bye, he's like, nah, I'll wait.
Oh, he has Ferguson.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, you know what? I might hit him up. Yeah, I know what I'm do.
Ooh. Tennessee.
Yeah, it's not gonna be sexy. Actually, what? I watched the games. He gets a lot of touches, but like, dude, he's so weak. Yeah. All right. I don't know. I'm at a loss here, but anyway. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us on the Cobb and Dash Show. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will see you guys next week for the Week 11 preview. We hope everyone enjoys the last weekend of trades, I would say. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the group message tonight. If you guys are in the bowl game, we'll see you guys in the live stream tonight for the draft. So it's going to be right on the same channel, right on the Basement League Plus channel. We have all our drafts on this channel. So enjoy it. But we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody.